Ooh, there it is. All right.
It's going. Avoid legal snags by telling people they're being recorded. Thanks, Skype.
Glad to know.
We're not
Good
gonna have
to
a Kim K. Taylor Swift moment.
know. No, the FBI isn't ever telling me when they're looking through the little thing, so like I wonder.
True.
Um,
Alright, so we're here. We're podcasting.
welcome.
Welcome. I'm
uh,
Kayla.
I'm Dylan.
And what is this? What we're called? What is it again?
Tentatively
We're
bit.
BiH.
Yeah, tentatively bit. I think it'll stick. Maybe we'll
I
see.
think it'll stick. BiH is pretty good.
Right? Like bring. Oh yeah, BIS stands for Bring It Ho.
Bring it home.
Kind of the letters.
Bring it home once a week.
We're out here, as you would, so bringing it. We're bringing it. So let's see. Do we want to do? I only wrote down. I wrote down 3 topics. We got global news, we got topical topics, and then we got topic topics. Don't know how I was distinguishing the. Well, global news makes sense, but topical, I don't really know a topical one.
What does that mean?
Under topical topics, I have life in general, sex life with a LYFE, so dating, work. So like I don't know, and then topics are Kingdom Hearts 3 and cancel culture.
Cancel culture. I'm glad it made it on agenda.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just run through the topipic.
All right,
we forgot the different categories, but the first one. Wait, ASL, age, sex, location, bro.
Oh, okay. I am 24. I had to think about that for a second. Gonna be a quarter of a century this year in a few months, not a few months, 7 months. A man, cis man, and I live in San Diego.
Sweet. I am 22. I keep forgetting to. I feel like after 21 it doesn't matter. I am a cis female, and I am in Oakland, California, right now.
Maybe like the background zigzags and all the lines.
Yeah, this came with it. This is like painter's tape. It was like this when we moved in.
Oh,
it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh, you and Samira are living in the same room?
Yeah, dude, check this out. Room tour real quick. So I'm on my bed. Samira's bed's right there. Literally right here. Do you see the space? There's no space. She's right there.
Close to the heart, close to the body.
This is the housing crisis we talk about.
Yeah, we could put that as another one too. Housing in general. Is it like
It's a house. There's 4 bedrooms, and we share this one. We have our own bathroom.
Oh, okay, that's good.
There's laundry, which is cool. But yeah. Okay, what are the other topics?
All right, so I put global topics first. Also, should I take the glasses off because like the
is it the glare?
Well, I can see, but like I can see in the camera, it's like a little reflecty. But like, do people?
We're not professionals. Are you trying to sell your beautiful eyes to the world?
I'm selling the mustache, bitch. That's what I'm selling. I'm selling the mustache and the wet hair that's curling a bit. Anyways, the first topic I put down for global news: vaccines, bitch. What the fuck is up with people not vaccinating their fucking kids? Like, what is going on?
People believe, I just can't. I watch these YouTube videos that are like anti-vaxxers and vaxxers like talk at a table together, and it just drives me nuts.
Is it like
it's all their arguments are like emotionally driven, and then once you're in that territory, it's like you can't really argue with someone based on facts, like. And they co-opt like the language of like rape culture and consent, and it's like
weird.
It's not the same.
It's But it's like it's not even your body; it's your fucking kid's body. Like you don't even like. I just don't understand like why you are trying to like fuck your kid over just because
They
you
think that
heard some
it's
fake
like
news.
I don't know. I think they're dangerous. They think that they're dangerous or something, and it's like it's one thing to go to a doctor and be like, okay, there's medical reasons why I can't take this vaccine, and then there's that's different than like I don't want to take this vaccine because I think it'll screw up my child. Like I don't know, unlike no real basis,
Like I was
actual
wondering,
basis.
the most prominent one I could think of is like the oh it'll give your kid autism, which has been like
Yeah,
disproven so
disproven.
many fucking times, and that person no longer practices medicine, from what I understand. So then it's like, okay, if that's like being perpetuated, then like, why is your child having autism a potentially worse outcome than them dying of fucking
Measles or something. Like I don't
right?
know.
Why is
That's true. That also is like really like harmful to like people who do have who are on the spectrum. You know, like
yeah.
it's like I'd rather my kid die than like be on the autism spectrum. Seems kind of fucked. I don't know.
And like, where do you think like what do they? I don't know. I hear essential oils is like a
I think
common.
it's just a big meme now.
Yeah, right. And it's like, so what is essential oils gonna be like the fucking savior? Like, and it's gonna fucking combat your fucking diseased body? Like, what? Why would you imagine? I
I
don't know.
think it's just like I don't know how much of it is a meme and how much of it's real. But I do think like homeopathic medicine, it could work, Remember the tonic?
Yeah, I
The
guess
cold
like
tonic? Like
it does have
that
definite.
we all just sipped out of a jar?
Well, it does. That is a good point. That like, what the fuck is Western medicine? Or like, I feel like there's so many fucking things that Western
I
medicine
mean,
cannot do, or like
yeah,
cannot do, or it'll tell you we don't know, and it's like, what the fuck?
no, yeah, yeah. I definitely think there's so many alternative medicines other than Western medicine that are, valid and work, but vaccines work. We know they work.
You bold vaccines work. Vaccine.
Yeah, like
Hasn't there been? I'm definitely not like educating myself enough on the topic, but like I heard there's like a lot of not like outbreaks, like massive outbreaks, but I heard like some of these
no,
diseases are
yeah. There's been outbreaks in I forgot what it was called, but it's like a suburb of Portland.
fucking or it's fucking Portland, Oregon. Oh my.
um it's like some suburb. There was an outbreak in like a middle school or like an elementary school, and I think I don't know if they're still like trying to vote on it or something, but there's like some law or state or county law that that's like you can get your child out of getting the vaccine because the school requires it. So it's like they're trying to like get rid of that requirement through the school, you know?
Would
To,
the alternative be like homeschooling then?
oh, well, no, it would just be like you don't have to vaccinate your kids in order for them to go to school.
Yeah, I mean the prior alternative, if they can change that, like would these parents just be like, I guess I'll homeschool you then, because like I don't want you to get a vaccine, so I'll
I
do
think
it myself.
they can like use their First Amendment rights to like get out of it and say it's like a religious thing, even though it's not really religious. It's just like their parents don't want to vaccinate them.
Didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Golly. And then like I had heard there's what country, some country in Europe, I heard they have banned like in a countrywide like you can't go to a school if you're not vaccinated. I think it was Italy. I don't know why that name pops in the head. But like I feel like
let's just put the disclaimer out here now. Like, we don't know anything.
That's true. If you're coming here for some educated,
we're not. We
I fucking know shit about the
we
world.
can't cite articles.
We don't got.
I remember I read this thing on the internet, probably on Twitter or YouTube or something.
Yeah, true.
Right?
Facebook articles, HuffPost,
Post.
NPR stuff. BuzzFeed. I feel like BuzzFeed has like kind of lost like not like credibility, but like I don't know. I feel like I don't see it as often. So like maybe the occasional BuzzFeed thing, but okay, that's a little tangential. What else?
There's now this videos.
We are structured. Yeah. I think that's all I have for vaccines, honestly.
Basically, they work, and people who don't think that they work or think that, there's this one lady who like made an argument who was like, I don't want people thinking my child is like a threat because because her child's unvaccinated.
Yeah.
But it's like literally your child is a threat to the public health of everybody he interacts with.
Oh, like, God.
For herd immunity to work, you need at least like 90% vaccination. So it's making people who legitimately can't be vaccinated for health reasons more at risk. And your own child is at risk. So it's just like, okay.
It's just,
so it's like, I don't know. Let's say you didn't vaccinate your kid, and then they got bullied for it in school. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's mildly, like, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, it's not the worst.
It could be worse. Like, I don't know. I feel like race-based bullying or like sexuality-based bullying could be a lot worse. You could just go get vaccinated, man.
That's true. You can fucking fix that. You can't fucking fix the way you look and who you fucking are attracted to. So yeah, that's true. You can fucking get vaccinated. Well, unless like medically you can't, but more often than not, you can definitely do that. What I wonder is why do you feel like it's like recently becoming like a more prevalent thing? Is something I was also like confused by because like it's not like somebody came out and was like fuck or like I don't know. I guess it must have been some popular personality was just like I didn't get my kid vaccinated and all the fucking sheeple are like
yeah. Well, I feel like now there's like a platform for like talking about it. That's something that I wonder about. Like, is talking about this just making more people anti-vaxxers? Everybody talking about it.
They say no PR is bad PR, so I guess for the anti-vaccine, the more people you get to think about it, then maybe yeah, dumb logic could be like, oh wait a minute, yeah, I guess I don't need to do it if other people aren't doing it. And then it's like, what if that's how like the world ends? Like nobody, like all the deadly diseases come back, and then it's like Contagion the movie, but IRL.
I never actually watched Contagion the movie.
I watched some of it. I watched the whole thing, but like I definitely wasn't like watching the whole thing. It was like the swine flu though, and I was like, like somebody like touched a pig or something and didn't wash their hands, and I was like, I feel like that's so.
Doesn't sound realistic.
People do that in real life, and that hasn't happened yet. So like, I don't know.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. But I know that in recent history, like within the last decade or so, there definitely has been like outbreaks. I think also because of like politicians that somehow like get into office that are also like anti-vaxxers, like
that could be a good segue.
Yeah, it's the segue.
Politics of like the 2020 presidency elections and whatnot. That's also on my list.
Okay.
And it's like,
okay, I have not really. There's so many Democratic candidates.
Okay,
I can't keep up.
Such a big problem with that too, because it's like some of these motherfuckers are such a waste, and it's like, why are we wasting our time with like, sure, what's his name, Andrew Pang, is it? The whole dude, like universal income for like families and whatnot. that is a lovely, great, wonderful idea, but like,
Yeah, his
just
platform's
fucking
great.
buy.
No one's gonna vote for him though.
And then it's
Like
like I feel like
he
that's what
can't
happened
win.
with Bernie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do appreciate though, like I do feel like Bernie the whole Bernie thing did open up like this space for like more radical platforms to kind of take place. But it's also kind of like self sabotage in a way that's like, dividing the votes.
Yeah, very much fucking true.
Yeah.
Who else? So there's Sanders.
Yeah. Sanders is going again, right? Bernie's coming back.
Pretty sure
Bernie's
there's
coming back.
Harris.
Harris, Andrew
Um,
Yang, Kirsten Gillibrand.
Beto or
Is
Ruth?
Vito?
I've heard
Actually?
things. I've
I
heard
heard
about
about it, but I haven't seen any like ads.
it. Elizabeth Warren, I believe.
Yeah.
I think she's still running. I don't know
Everybody's
anything
gonna
about.
hate her for that like Native American thing, though.
I was listening to NPR and she was like on it. Also, I don't know why the fuck I was listening to NPR. I was like such an old like adult person like driving to work, but she was saying something about her policies, and I was like, wow, this is like honestly not like bad. It was about like breaking up like tech giants and shit like that, and I was like, I guess
No, she's like a reasonable candidate.
I guess so. Maybe I got too
I
mean.
don't agree with like whatever the whole getting sequencing to show that you're native kind of stuff, but it was like I don't know. It was a misstep, but that doesn't
Yeah,
mean she'd be a bad person in office.
better than the fucking.
It kind of just reveals a little bit of her like internalized like race politics, but I mean Harris is a cop, so
Can we get it in bald? Can we get it? Harris
like she's
is.
brown, but she's a cop.
It's like I forget who I was talking to about this. I think it was I forget who, but it's like they're talking about how like okay, so we got like Obama, and then everyone likes to say that like I guess I agree with some aspects of it, like because we had Obama, we had what's his
Yeah,
Donald Trump afterwards. It's like I agree, so that some aspects of it, I think it like definitely wasn't just because of that, but and then it's like, and then because we have Trump, we're going to go to a black woman that's going to fix it. And that's like a perpetual narrative. It's like, oh, you need something fixed, get a strong black woman to do it. But then it's like, she's a cop though. like,
but I just like it's the same problem as like in the last election, right? When people were like, I like Hillary because she is a woman. It's like you can't just say these things. You can't just be like, yes, we're gonna get a strong black woman to do this, or we're gonna like insert this type of person to do. Like, can you just? Why don't people actually look into their platforms? Like, it's not. It doesn't make any sense. But people be like that. Like my mom literally was like, "I'm voting for Hillary because she's a woman." I'm like, that's not like that's a reason, but it's not a very good reason.
True.
There's shitty women out there too. Look at Tommy Lauren. Like
fucking lizard creature, golly. What you call it? Do you feel because like I haven't heard anything about Republican candidates? Not that like I'm looking for it, but like I imagine Donald Trump would probably rerun.
they always
And then
run, yeah.
who was like the other like fucking Ted Cruz? Maybe
I don't know.
I don't
I
know
don't
who
know
else.
if he'll run again.
Like I don't remember.
Also, it's always like usually when it comes to re-election, they always just put up the same people. So it'd be real dicey for the RNC to like promote a different candidate. Like
I wonder if they might want a different one though. Honestly, like I don't know. There's some wild shit.
yeah,
But
maybe
then,
Lindsey Graham will come back up.
what you call it? We're in 2019. We're almost 4 years into it. Well, not almost. We're like approaching the fourth year, and it's like
Yeah.
I wonder. Yeah, things are not great. Things were always not great. Oh, this is where I was like, I was trying to.
It's tricky because of my own privilege, like I am the same.
I feel
But then it's like shitty because like kids are in cages and people have lead in their water.
like 20 fucking miles away from me. There's like kids
Yeah.
in fucking cage. That is a weird fucking thought. That is so fucking weird. And they're getting fucking horribly abused sometimes, and it's just like, wow. But America, right? Fucking put your hand over your heart and fucking pledge that shit.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I wonder, do you think people, I guess, what's the word? Do you think people are just willing to settle more now? Like,
I
fuck, as
think
long
people
as
are
it's not
becoming apathetic.
Yeah,
And
and the
becoming
fucking voting.
numb because there's so many things that are happening all the time that are terrible. They're just becoming numb to it. And it's just like, and it's easy because I don't know. I'm like that too. It's like, yeah, all these things are happening, but like I have to make sure that I survive
True,
day to
self-preservation.
day. So it's like I can't just spend all my mental energy thinking about these things. And then even thinking about them is like, what is that gonna do?
Do you feel like that's like a toxic part of like the whole like woke culture? I feel about like politics fucking has to be like your number one fucking thing on your mind like all the fucking time. People are
Yeah.
being, brutally injusticed everywhere, and if you're not with the fight, you're a fucking awful person. And it's just like this shit is like fucking mentally draining. And if you're not like actively getting up, not to like shit on people, like if you're not an activist, you're not like for the cause. But like as you're saying, like honestly, if you're not like actively like doing stuff, like thinking about it doesn't really help. So then like if you're just gonna put yourself in like a more apathetic state, then like I agree, it's like I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I do think like thinking about it does a little bit in terms of like engaging with people around you and like discussion and like that kind of spread of ideas, but that's very limited on this giant scale of, you know,
Well, like
people.
the people around us too are like, people we choose to be around us. So ideally, you would imagine they're all going to share the same values. And it's just like the echo chamber. And like, I don't know who we're like talking about it with, unless we're willing to like talk about it with people we don't agree with. But then that's like kind of part of cancel culture a little bit. So I guess we could leave that for a later one.
Well, let's just segue into cancel culture.
Let's
I
do
don't.
it.
I personally have a lot of people in my life that I don't agree with politically, and like I remember like during the Trump thing, a lot of people were like, if you like voted for him, just like unfriend me, don't talk to me ever again. And I respect that, but I feel like I don't know.
Not healthy.
I couldn't do that.
Not a healthy way to like engage with people. I don't think.
Yeah. And I I feel yeah, I feel like it's not really healthy to just be like, you're canceled. I'm not gonna talk to you ever again because of this.
This is like this one fucking thing usually, and it's like some shit that happened ages ago, and everybody, we were all dumb when we were fucking whatever years old. Like
Yeah,
we
people
weren't fucking thinking about
change,
these things,
and people deserve chances.
right? So many
I
fucking
think it's more about like, what do you do? Like, what is the reaction? Like
yeah,
how do they like work to address it?
are
I
you
think
fucking
that's
educating
the point.
yourself? Are you fucking trying to help? Like, yeah,
Yeah, that's the thing. And then if that doesn't happen, then it's like bye.
bye, fuck you. If you're
Yeah.
gonna be a piece of shit and not try and be a better person, then like, what are you doing for me?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, do you think cancel culture as far as like not I guess it doesn't really happen with politicians, but like I guess celebrities is like the most prominent. Like, do you feel like celebrity cancel culture is like kind of similar to like people like cancel culture, like in the term of like you like think that this is okay, so I'm not gonna like talk to you versus like this celebrity did this, so like fuck them.
I feel like it's different because like in celebrity cancel culture, like the turnover rate for things that happen is so fast that people like forget that they're canceled. And then like, a new song will come out, something cool will happen, and then it doesn't matter.
Do you think do you think
Like, okay, I I have very strong feelings about Ariana Grande's brown facing
yeah,
creative nature.
God.
But at the same time, me being angry about it and not listening to her song on the radio when it comes on, like a lot of things, is doing nothing. So it's
I
really hard
mean,
not to be apathetic. But yeah, I still like some of her songs, like even though I don't particularly like that part of her. Um,
I guess it's like separating the artist from like the person.
I guess so, but I feel like it's really hard to. I know some people have no trouble doing that, but I have trouble doing that.
It depends. I don't know shit about her outside of the fact that she's just a fucking brown facing white lady that makes music. Like I never watched any of the shows, so like my only knowledge of her was like from the first like song I heard about like her releasing way back when, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, she's so hot, but she looks like a kid." And then like that was the first time I ever really like was like, "Oh, this is Ariana Grande." So like I always like saw her as brown, and then I saw the before and after photos, and I was like, "Hold on a fucking minute, like wait a second." So like I don't know, like I wonder how much of it too is like people maybe just were like me and they always just like consumed her media when she was in this state.
Yeah. Well, I think like the thing is it doesn't matter if she owns the fact that she's like tanning and sounding like a person of color and stuff. Like it doesn't change the fact that she's like making money off of it.
True, and she's got
Yeah.
a lot of fucking stands. And I do, I guess there are also like a ton of fucking things that like she's done that are like not awful too, I
Yeah, she's
suppose.
not. I don't think that she's like a bad person.
Yeah, that's true.
Like she's
Mhm.
just in a position where like she's human. She's a person who has feelings and has obviously like as a celebrity gone through a lot. I can't imagine what it's like to be a celebrity.
Ooh,
But
fucking
it's like I don't know. It's just hard for me to consume her content without feeling repulsed, knowing that she's really just a white person. And I don't know. I mean, I feel like that's a lot of things about like appropriation is kind of just like this ongoing argument that just never there's no settling it. But I personally just cannot enjoy it, enjoy this stuff without being like,
a little cringe in the back of the
yeah,
mind.
like granted, I do think she's very talented. She has like good vocals and
Stop
stuff.
it.
She's like top notch vocals and stuff.
Getting the charts, she's getting the fucking
Yeah,
numbers out, good for her. I do agree she's like a very successful artist.
yeah. I don't think she's untalented or like undeserving in those kinds of ways, but it's also just like I don't know. That's another thing is like, what do I even want from people like this?
I didn't really
I
think about
want
that
Post
too.
Malone to be like, yeah, I'm appropriating Black people culture, but it's fine. Like, I don't know, would that make it better? Like I don't
I
know.
guess I guess I wouldn't really know. I don't think there's any like celebrity. Well, that's probably not true, but like I don't know celebrities I don't really care much for. So like I
Yeah,
never really supported any celebrity, so it's kind of like whatever. But like I guess for the people that do, like I don't know what I would want her to be. I guess like who do I like?
I think it's really just a matter of the annoyance that this occurs and why are there not actual people of color in the spotlight? Why is there a lack of representation?
What is it? It's
Because
just
there's clearly not a lack of talent in the entire
fucking.
world that there's no like Latino girl who can like sing very well and sing pop and have a ponytail. You know, like
It isn't. Yeah, that's true. When you
that's
lift
my
it out,
question.
that.
My question. Like, I'm sure there's plenty talented, beautiful people out there that, but it's just like the nature of entertainment that this is the the hand we're dealt. Instead of actual people of color, we have white people appropriating people of color who are making millions of dollars off of it.
Do you think like there's like some celebrities that could never be canceled? Because you think maybe it's just something that like she's like not a piece of shit, so people are willing to be like, well, you know, not everybody's perfect. Because I feel like maybe
No,
like Beyonce
people
could...
still listen to fucking R. Kelly. His fucking charts went up after the lawsuit.
I heard, oh my
They
god,
stayed with him.
I heard it's because well, I heard from one of my dads. It was he was just like I
One of your
started listening
dads.
to his old music. I well, like one of my kids' dads, but like I don't know, it's like a weird.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like a.
Oh no, no, no! I guess that's true. That's misconstrued. No, one of my kids' dads. He was just like, yeah, a lot of people I know started listening to R. Kelly's music because they wanted to like listen to it and be like, how could I not hear the signs? And I'm just like, what the fuck is the lot? Like, what's the point of that? Like, I don't really get. Like I don't know, but like I agree. Yeah, his shit's like going up because like no publicity is bad publicity,
Yeah.
disgustingly. Yeah, I guess so, like some people might not even necessarily be like out of reach, but then like I guess some fans would just never like put them out of reach. 'Cause I think like societally, R. Kelly is definitely like canceled, but like some fans are probably like, do or die, dog, to the fucking grave.
I think the cancellation matters on how big your fan base is. Because I do know, like, really small, like, punk bands from, like, San Diego that would, like, get called out for, like, trying to hook up with, like, 16-year-old fans at the concerts and stuff. And then they would just, like, they were done.
Yeah, it's true, it's true.
So I really do think it's about the crowd that listens to you and then, like, how many people you have listening to you. Because multiple of those like small like indie kind of bands with like sleazy 20-year-olds who like will sleep with a 16-year-old like have gotten canceled and like actually broke up that I know of. But I feel like these big celebrities, like once you have that much money, it's like whatever. Can we also talk about like why is Michael Jackson back in like there was that documentary about like the boys.
Oh yeah.
It's like they're trying to sue for money, I guess. But
It.
also it's like didn't he died like
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
like 2014 or 2015 or something? Like a lot even longer than that in high school? I don't remember.
Yeah, I see.
Like
I guess like they're suing the family then?
I guess so. I mean, they do deserve the money if they were molested.
True.
But also, like, why did it take so long?
Well, I guess who's gonna like speak? Well, I guess was Michael Jackson like societally revered enough to be like who's gonna speak to Michael Jackson or like speak up against Michael Jackson? Because I guess for like sometimes it's like who's gonna believe me versus so and so, but like was Michael Jackson really like that high up?
That's true. I think I feel like the world loves Michael Jackson.
They love
But
Thriller.
also, I feel like within like if he was alive, right? I feel like within a court case, he could use the claims that he's mentally ill.
That is always like a Trump
claims
card.
to be like Peter Pan.
That's true. I guess he could probably pull that shit off. Honestly, you're right. Because I guess that shit did get a little wacky.
He was like on a bunch of fucking drugs that his personal doctor didn't care and just kept prescribing them to him, like whatever.
Yeah. Well, I guess once you have enough money, yeah, like you could probably get away. You could probably still get away, like with it, I imagine. Because what are they gonna do to like R. Kelly? Or, like, what have they done to like convicted artists?
Yeah, I don't know.
For some reason, the Nicki Minaj bailing her pedophile brother out of jail like comes to mind.
At what amount of money do you need to have where like the law doesn't matter anymore? Because you could just bail yourself out.
Billions,
I feel
maybe
like a billion or so.
a lot of fucking money. So I guess so. It was like I don't know. You talking to some fucking 47K a year like cop or something? You're like, buddy, I got 100 grand. Just walk away.
On the light.
Yeah. Like, I feel like you could probably do that. Oh, wow. Oh.
My light is very yellow. But yeah, I don't know, man.
The, well, what you call it? Do you think there are celebrities that should be canceled that aren't being like talked about for being like canceled? Because I feel like Nicki Minaj recently has done some things. Like she made that album with Takashi, whatever, who's like a
Yeah, Takashi
pedophile.
69.
There's like the
I feel like the Takashi 69 being a pedophile is I wouldn't call him a pedophile really.
I don't
Because
know anything about it. I just heard about it.
he was like, I think he's younger than me. He's like, maybe he's my age, maybe he's 22. I don't know.
Oh, I thought he was like.
But he was like sued because he had like a video with like, I think it was like either a 13-year-old or a 17-year-old. I know those are very different. But like, it was just like she was twerking and maybe, I don't know what I'm talking about. I should just stop.
I don't know much about it. 1 second, the cat barged in.
It's okay. Much loved emoji.
No. All right. He was trying to eat some of Hans's food that he just leaves out in the bags that he gets it in because he's a grubby, dirty motherfucker.
Yeah. He never cooks, does he?
Well, okay, sometimes he does, but I haven't seen it in a while.
Mm.
And he always just cook like chicken and like just throw it on the skillet.
Did Hans have a say in the name of our podcast?
I actually didn't even bring it up to him. He was in like a what you call it, like a silent mood, but like I don't know, like I feel like most of this week, whenever you'd come back home, and like last week, I don't know, I'd say like hi or howdy or something, and he'd always just give like a curt, just like hey, like I don't know. Sometimes he like.
Sometimes he becomes recluse for a bit.
Yeah. It's like finals week too, apparently, and like he doesn't like
classes. Like,
well, I think actually he might be like sitting in on one. So like I don't know. I know he like does stuff for the students sometimes too. So I don't know if he's like an unofficial TA or something. I don't think he's getting paid for anything. So I don't. I honestly don't really ask either because I don't really care like that much.
Yeah.
It's like gone during the days, and he always goes to school when he comes back. I'm sure he's told me at some point. I was probably just retired, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds cool," and then just like, "But detritus." But no, he's been coming back kind of late recently too. So like it's always like around 11ish or so. So he's probably just like
such a mystery.
Truly sets 3 fucking plus alarms every day and doesn't wake up to any of them. It's just like, well.
Is this like when you're sleeping?
No, luckily I'm awake. If I was asleep, like when it happened, I definitely would have like been annoyed. But like I'm always awake because I wake up at like 7 a.m. I used to wake up at 6 a.m., but now I wake up at 7 a.m.
Is that just because you're an adult now?
No, my blinds suck ass, and the sun just like slams me in the face at 7 a.m. and I'm just like, oh shit, it's time to go.
Yeah.
Choice. But let's see, cancel.
We were talking about Tekashi 69 and Nicki Minaj. But like, I don't know if her being on the album means she should be canceled automatically. Kanye was on that album.
Kanye West, that's somebody I think should be fucking canceled.
Yeah, he just needs to shut the fuck up. Is he really gonna run for president? Bringing it back around?
It's like if somebody wrote in Harambe, but then it actually was real and it's Kanye. Like, oh god. Yeah, when he said the slavery isn't real, that's when I was like, all right, well we're canceling that now. Or no, slavery was a choice or whatever. Like, remember that one?
I remember that one.
That was like buddy.
The question is like, who is here to keep him in check? Okay, wait, this is also a question, a topic. Like, okay, I guess first, who keeps Kanye in check? Probably no one, right? Like, everybody's probably scared of him because he has a bunch of money and shit.
True.
But second, moving to a different topic, at what point is it like, because I feel like as a friend, I just like say what I think, even sometimes it hurts people, or like it was accidentally, like, they didn't ask to hear that.
Mm.
And then it's like, at what point, like, do you just stop calling people out? Because I feel like calling people out is really being a better friend than just being one of those friends that's like, yeah, you do you, self-destruct.
Okay. I see what you mean. Yeah, I agree.
But then, like, at what point is it like,
Let me
they're just
live my
gonna do
life.
they're just gonna do whatever, so like, there's no point.
Hmm. Um, I guess I don't really have like friends that make like super problematic statements or decisions. So I've never really been like put in like a situation like that. But well, I guess for the friends back home, okay, yeah, for like the Hollister friends back home, they definitely say a bunch of shit all the time, and I'm just like, and then I don't really say anything about it. So then it's just like, well, I'm being like one of those fake allies or whatnot, and it's just like, but I
Yeah.
do agree where it's like, well, where's the line where it's like, I don't know, like, what if whatever I say still doesn't like matter to them? Then it's like, should I like say anything?
Yeah.
Is it my place to be like, let me educate you on all this
Yeah,
shit?
exactly. Like, I had this one friend who would like, I know when he's not around me, he'll say like gay or faggot, but like in a South Park. He uses South Park as an excuse. I grew up on South Park.
Oh my god,
Um,
yikes.
he would say that stuff like, but when he's accidentally slipped and said in front of me, I would tell him like, that's not cool, right? But it's like, even if he doesn't say it in front of me, it doesn't matter because I know he's saying it not in front of me, you know? It's not really changing him as a person or like doing anything, so like, why even
I guess
care?
it's like small just one person doing it doesn't do much, but like if everyone in his friend group did something about it, then it definitely would amount to something, I would imagine.
Yeah. I guess like
Like,
one person, maybe it'll make him like a little self, like think about it a little. That's the hope.
yeah, maybe. You never know.
Yeah.
I guess in terms of also like life decisions as well, I guess maybe I do have I was thinking about it more.
Yeah.
I guess let me use names. I won't use other people's names, but we
Just use
got
initials. First letter of the
L.
first name. Okay.
First letter L.
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
right. Okay, so like that was definitely something where like
Oh
I I'm
yeah.
like, okay, that's not a good decision, and like multiple people are also like, that's not a good decision. Maybe you shouldn't do that. But like, I can't fucking tell you like how to live your life at the end of the day. Like, I guess do you and you know how I feel about it, and then I guess you just don't say anything after that because like what?
Okay, my problem is, let's say L every time you hang out talks about it.
Yeah, that doesn't happen
That's my
anymore. But like
problem.
back in
It's
the
like, don't, like, I don't care. Like, if you don't want me to call you out for being self-destructive, just don't talk about it.
day.
But is
But
that
then
wrong? Like, I feel like that's kind of wrong.
yeah, I think in just the sense where it's like I feel like because I've talked to with a friend about this, and they were like, I just never want them to feel like they can't tell me something that's going wrong, and if like you give them like the whole I don't want to hear about your problems, then maybe they would eventually do that. So that's the only instance where I could hear about it, but like in large, I agree. Like I've already said how I feel about this shit. I don't want to fucking talk about it again. Like, give me not. I
Yeah.
definitely like get it in that sense. But like, what's
Yeah,
another
that,
like decision where I've been like, ooh, maybe not.
that's true. I guess it's like some people just want to talk to like vent and just
Right?
have it heard and know someone heard it.
Mm, just to
But
validate
I
how they
have
feel about
trouble doing that multiple times
it. About the same thing.
about the same thing.
Maybe it's the problem.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. It's like, maybe there's something wrong here.
maybe you should fix something you're doing about this. What's
No.
another? I see. I feel like I had another good one I was thinking of.
Or okay,
Um,
but if okay, so if I say though at any point in like talking about something, I don't want to really talk about this anymore. It should just end there, right?
I fucking agree 100%.
Like, the other person shouldn't be like, oh, well, why? Like, what's wrong with you, right?
I
Like, if
don't, yeah.
someone asks, like, can we just not talk about this? It should just end,
Because
right?
people are like, yeah, people often are like trying to like, oh, why don't you want to talk about it? Why don't you? I agree, and it's just like, could you not just respect what I just fucking said? Like,
Exactly.
some
Thank
people,
you. Thank you.
maybe they feel like they want to be like a good friend or something, and they feel like they have to like dig into like, because I guess there's like the whole thing where people are like happy, and then the mask comes off, and then you never know. But like, I
Uh,
do agree where if somebody like says no, then like respect what they fucking said.
yeah. Because I feel like at this point in our lives, we shouldn't have to be like, oh, I don't want to talk about it, but really I want to talk about it. Like, no, we're not playing coy, shy children with each other. Like,
True,
you just said I
true.
don't want to talk about it.
Oh my god, yeah, I get
You
what you
know?
mean.
Okay. I just needed validation.
Yeah, no, I think yeah, you should respect what people ask of you. Because I was in the situation where my mom was like aggroing on to me about being gay and whatnot. And I
Mhm.
just told her straight up, I was like, can we not have this conversation right now? It's making me uncomfortable. And she was like, no. And then she like kept going, and I was like, oh my god. So like, yeah, if somebody asks you to stop, please stop, because odds are you're upsetting them at that point.
Yeah. And then it's like you're probably upsetting them, and then it's like you're just disrespecting them even more.
Fucking people, fucking conversations. What's another or maybe like the only other bad decision I could imagine is like it's like a I guess very like hypothetical, not hypothetical, conditional. So like my parents they don't have like the I guess am I breaking boundaries? I don't know. They probably never listen to this. Anyways, I don't think they have the greatest of marriage. And I'm always just like, why don't you two just fucking split? But then it's like,
Don't they
who am I
like
to
not
fucking
spend the whole year in the same house?
yeah.
Yeah.
And like I don't know why they don't, but then like who the fuck am I to tell them how to like run their interpersonal relationship they've been running for like X amount of years? But then like that's another example where it's just like I don't think this is a healthy thing, and I don't think you two are happy with it. But like fuck me, I guess. Like what do I know?
Yeah.
It's like I don't know, man.
Yeah. That's how I feel about my parents' relationship too. Like sometimes it's good, and then when it gets bad, my mom complains about it to me, and
Oh,
then
that's
just
weird.
like I'm just like, why don't you not complain to me and complain to a therapist?
I mean, that's not your fucking child. That
Like,
doesn't deserve to
why
have
don't
an
you
emotional
get
like.
a divorce?
Why do I have to step up as a 7-year old and tell you, mom, this isn't working out?
Honestly, yeah, the story of my life.
I feel like, that like reminds me of a thought I was thinking like I guess it was like 2 weeks ago I was feeling like particularly see, I never know what to call it because like I've never like gone to a doctor and been like diagnosed as like having depression. And I feel like it's a grave like disrespect to say like or like a self-diagnose myself as being like depressed, but like the closest thing I could describe it to would be depression. And it was like for like a solid week, I don't know, I was just like severely depressed. But then afterwards I was like feeling better and I was like, what is it like to just like have a wonderful, happy, like disposition? Your like
I
family's
think
popping
about that
off,
all the
your
time.
life's fucking popping off, and everything's going great. Like, what is
Yeah,
that'd be wild.
yeah.
Maybe it'd be great. Maybe it'd be boring. I don't know. Maybe less character development.
I always think about like people who don't have bad anxiety or depression, and they just live their lives without second guessing it. Ever. They're just like, and I don't want to like be like, oh, neuronormative people don't have problems,
Hmm.
because everybody has problems. But it's like, I don't know. I have this like distinct memory being a senior in high school, and this one guy I knew. I was like, I was talking to him about how I was really stressed about like how are you supposed to write in a personal statement, like in 500 words, convey like who you are and all this stuff? And I was like telling him about how I was super anxious about it, and he was like, I don't know, I finished mine recently. It's you just kind of write it. And I was like, how do you like fit it all into 500 words? And it was just like, what do you really have to say? You just write it.
Oh my god.
I was just like, and then he went to Stanford, and then he won some scholarship that paid for all of it.
No. Was he white?
No, he's from El Salvador, so at least he was like, you know, an deserving immigrant and stuff. But also, I was just like, you know, you're just so confident somehow.
Can I have it, please? What's it like?
Yeah, it was.
Oh no.
It took me a long time to realize, like in life, that I do like have social anxiety and stuff. Like I figured it out by talking to other people and realizing that their train of thoughts do not like circle like this all the fucking time. They just do things without thinking about every single thing that might happen after they do it.
Just fucking live and let live, dude.
They just do
They're
it.
just fucking out there. They're
Yeah.
not bad about nothing for no reason. They're fucking living their lives. Do you think that's like I always say it's like a lack of character development to
Mm-hmm.
like make myself feel better or something, but like do you think there's validity in the statement? Because I feel like if you don't ever have to work through hard shit, like what kind of personal growth are you doing?
I agree to some extent that it's like if you don't go through shit, you don't develop. But then at the same time, I feel like they're just in a different reality
Yeah?
where like bad things happen and they develop, but just like in that own reality's context.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Like there's these bitches, I shouldn't say bitches. There's these people I know who like I went to middle school and high school with who like are like, "Yo, we're getting married." He like I'm and I was just like, "Who are you?" Also 22, 23.
Oh my god, they're
Like getting first of all, how did you get this ring?
okay, fucking true.
Second,
Fucking true. That shit's expensive.
it makes me really, really all fucked up to be like, have you developed more than I have in these 22 years? How are you feeling secure enough to enter a supposedly lifelong commitment as this, you know?
It does like I see I feel that in a different like somewhat similar or I don't know like in a I try not to compare myself but I always do wonder it's like is this what I'm supposed to be doing like is this what my life is supposed to be like you know kind of like
It's
if your
tricky
friends are
because
getting
it's like
married.
should. The word
Mm,
should is fucked.
true,
Right?
true.
Because who is say like where's the should coming from?
I guess my inner devil an angle. My,
The devil in angle.
yeah, I don't know. I guess that's true. I did I don't know. I guess yeah, what is driving me to wonder why is this not happening in my life and why do I feel like it might need to happen or like should it happen? I don't know. I guess that means subconsciously I want it to happen,
Yeah.
but then I don't really know. Like, okay, so this is one of the topics I was having for like, okay. So I went on a date with somebody.
Yes.
Sorry, I was like the dollar interested. I went on a date with somebody. It was like some PhD grad student. Oh, hey, Tom's. What you call it? Hans, this is Kayla. Kayla, this is Hans.
Hello, Hans. Long time no see.
Yeah. Yeah, the lighting in the room is shit tier, so
It's
I
fine.
don't think.
I see some movements back there, and I know it's Hans.
Yeah.
Congrats, Hans. I heard you got into grad school.
Yeah, I did.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Good stuff. What was I saying?
You went on a date.
Yeah, dating. So, so I went on a date. He was 20 minutes late.
Yeah.
You know, not like.
But, like, where did you go?
We went to Coin Op.
So parking.
Yeah. Also, he didn't know if I meant the Coin Op in like downtown or the Coin Op in North Park, and I didn't even know there were two. So I was like,
That's,
oh, I guess so.
That could make you 20 minutes late.
Like, I guess so. So that part was all right. We get there, or not we get there. I'm already there. I bought a beer, taking maybe like 2 or 3 sips out of it. And then, he gets there, and then, like, we're chatting for a little bit. And then I'm like, like, you gonna get anything? Because I was, like, pointing at the menu or something. And he was like, oh, I can't drink alcohol. And I was just like, why did we meet here? Like, what are we doing here? Right? Like, why are you playing me like this? So then I was like, okay, well, all right. And then, I was like, all right, should we go somewhere else then? And he was like, yeah, let's go somewhere else. And I was like, okay. So I had to fucking, like, chug the beer.
Games?
I had chugged the beer. I was not down. We're walking around, aimlessly walking, which in my opinion is, like, I enjoy aimless walks with dates.
I like walking, yeah.
We're walking, we go to Sips, the same Sips.
The Sips.
The same Sips. At least I think it was the same one.
It's like right next door.
Yeah. It was right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was like, wow. Is that the same one?
Yeah, that's the one.
God, iconic. But so we're in there. I had already eaten before I came because, like, I don't really like to eat on dates because it's like we're like stuffing our faces and we're like not really interacting, or at least that's my opinion of it. So I'm like, I don't know, I got like a pork dumpling because I was like, ooh, I wonder what it's like. And one second. And chatting, whatever, like decent conversationalist. Who's like acceptably neurotic. I can't go on a date with a fucking normie. Like, I don't know. You can't be a normal ass motherfucker. Like, it'd just be really boring. So I don't know. He was like interesting. We get done with the food. We're like walking around a little bit more. Eventually, we wind up at his car, and I was like, "Oh, how'd we end up here? I guess this is over now." And then, lo and behold, it was over. And then, we had our parting hugs, and he was like, "Yeah," because the whole point in time we had never like exchanged numbers. And then he was like, "Yeah, so I sent you my number on Facebook Messenger." Mm-hmm. But I never gave him my number, so I was like, for a hot second, I was like, ooh, I have all the power. Ooh.
Yeah.
And then I texted him like a little bit later that day, and he's like, he has the same or similar conversational like cadence I have with text messaging, mm-hmm. So it was like really interesting to see. I was like, oh, so that's what it's like. But it was just like it got to the point where I don't know, like eventually I worked into the part of the conversation where I was like, oh, do you want to hang out again? And like. He took like, I don't know, he didn't reply. Finally, when he did reply, it was like a fucking like 5-word answer or some shit. Like, oh yeah, sure. And then it was just like, I'm not gonna.
You're doing all the heavy lifting, bro.
Right. Thank you. I'm not doing this.
You don't want to be you don't want to be like, hey, let's do this, and have to do every fucking. Just don't. They don't give a shit enough. Move on.
I stopped. I didn't respond to that message, and I haven't responded, or he never like texted back.
If
but, like,
he wants to see you, he'll message you again.
That's what I'm thinking, right? Hasn't done it yet, so I feel like he won't. But not my loss, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know. I do that with children. Like, I don't want to drag a man through a conversation. Like, it's not hot. It's not happening.
It's not. But to have someone into you and be engaged, What a novel idea.
What you call it? Have you gone on dates and whatnot down there? Or up there?
I have a hand of cards. These are this is the lineup right now. One guy who I took his virginity.
Oh,
is
wow.
my fun buddy.
Okay.
We're just friends. We rock climb sometimes and play chess and play Super Smash Bros. He's really good though, and it's really hard to beat him. So we usually just play chess instead, and then we fuck. But he's kind of far. He's like near my parents' house. So it's like I have to be there on the weekend for us to hang out. So, but it's been good. He's cool. And then I have another guy who we'll just call him Old Man Glasses. He's not that old. He's 30.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not old.
Yeah, that's not old. He's like kind of awkward, but he's interesting to talk to because he's kind of like really socially awkward and just says shit.
Sorry.
The sexy time is not optimal with him, but it's nice to hang out with a human.
Well, it's not all about having sex, so that's a good.
Yes.
And
then
real quick, does the mic work on this wall? Is this good?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good. Third person is this girl
Ooh.
that is very cool. I went on 2 dates, and they were both very good. And we kind of canoodled in my house.
Ooh.
It's very fun. We're gonna see each other.
The first, second, third.
Like God, I don't know what third is. Probably second to third, somewhere around there.
I actually don't know what third is either.
Is third
okay.
cool?
Well, I think what is one like holding hands, and then two is kissing.
One was kissing, and 2 was French kissing, and then 3 was oral, and 4 is home run is.
The
but
whole,
I don't know.
I agree with the ending on 4. Okay, so we're basically okay. So like between making out and some fondling and whatnot.
Yeah.
Good time.
But she has a wife.
You little home wrecking slut.
It's polyamory. She has a wife and a girlfriend, and her wife has a girlfriend, and the 4 of them live in a house together. This is the new age, bitch.
Damn. That's
I haven't met any of them, and I'm not really bothered by any of it. I'm down for the openness. And yeah, it's just fun, hanging out with her and doing stuff, and she's kind of kinky and cool.
Nice.
And then there's this 4th guy who I went on a date with last week, and we just got like dinner. But he's alright. He's an alright dude. He's kind of funny. He's like a grad student, and he's gonna be my new fishing buddy. He like knows how to fly fish, and I told him that I'm interested in getting better at fishing, and he was like, "You fish? Like I'm a fly fisher."
Is that the one where you walk into the river?
It's like you walk into the river and you have this giant ass rope that has like a little thing that looks like a fly, and then you like whip it around to make it look like the fly is flying, and then the fish like comes out and eats it.
Oh, I just thought you were standing a little bit further in to go deeper or something.
Too. That's what I thought, but then I realized soon after that is not the case.
Oh, okay.
It's literally because you're making the bait look like a fly.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
That's spicy.
But yeah, I haven't gone my second date with him yet, but he sends me memes, and he does want to hang out with me again soon, and we live like a mile away from each other, so it should.
Well, it's not bad.
We were supposed to hang out last Sunday, but then he got sick or something. I don't know, whatever.
Are any of these
deck of cards?
Are any of them Indian?
I feel attacked right now, but the answer is no.
Wow.
Actually, it's even worse. They're all white.
I mean, it's a whole new geolocation. It's a whole new demographic.
I guess so. I mean, have I gone on? No, I've gone on dates with like people of color. I don't know, just like it hasn't really worked out. I don't really know. Oh, there was one guy I really liked, but we only went on one date, and then we like fucked in his car.
That's classy. That's
So
like high
we
school.
met at a bar, and I biked there because I live nearby, and then he drove, and then he was like, I was like, well, I guess I'll bike home now, and he after like making out, and he's like, don't bike home, it's sprinkling, and then we put the bike in his car, and we drove it home, and then I put the
Gentlemen.
bike away, and then I was like, and then Samira came home, and we were in my bed, and then
Fucking next door bed.
so then I walked him to his car, and we just like were in the car,
It was like the full on like thing.
and then I didn't bring my keys, so I had to like walk around the house and knock on the window where Samira was, be like, can you open the door? Someone locked it. And then, so like, after that, I was like, damn, that was a good time. And I kept on trying to hang out with him again. And then he hit me with this long ass text that was like, I know this sounds really dumb, but like, there's this girl at work that I've been hanging out with, and I feel really like we have a connection, and I'm not really into monogamy, but you know, she seems like she wants to have a relationship with me. So I don't think right now is a good time to be hooking up with other people. And I don't want you to think that under any other circumstance that I wouldn't want to hook up with you. But I think hooking up with other people would ruin my odds of having a relationship with her if I decide that I want one.
What the fuck was that?
And he was like, so yeah, like I don't think we should like meet up. And I was just like, oh, you don't sound. I was like, no worries, like you're not dumb. Like if you still want to be friends, I'm down. That's cool.
What? Like, I feel like there are so many loops being gone through there. Like, what the fuck?
Well, basically, he was kind of dating someone from work who wanted to be exclusive.
Yeah, yeah.
You
But
know.
it's just like, what the fuck? Like, couldn't just like a no suffice? Or I don't know.
I don't know. I feel conflicted. Like I like knowing why instead of just being like ghosted.
Yeah, no.
But also, I feel like it was kind of a lot.
Yeah, that's like way more of an explanation.
It
That
was
was like
like-
a convoluted fucking explanation.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was deep.
He
I
beat
mean, I guess that means there's like still a possibility. You know, maybe he'll
I haven't heard
decide.
in like a month, but like if he wants to come bang, hit me up. It was good. So. And with that, come on down. Bring it.
This is it. Okay.
Bring it home. Okay. Well,
What
it's
you
been
call
an
it?
hour, so I'm just gonna. I feel like on that note, don't date people that make you do the heavy lifting.
Vaccinate your kids.
Vaccinate your kids.
Let me go. Let me see. Let me see. I scratched things out. Politics was one. Harris is a cop.
Harris is a cop.
Ooh, vaccines. We already did vaccines.
Vaccinate your kids. Harris is a cop. Don't date people who make you do the heavy lifting.
When your friends say something, respect what they said.
Yes. If someone doesn't want to talk anymore, don't talk anymore.
Like fucking a cancel
Yeah.
culture. Cancel them, I guess. I don't know. I don't know really where I stand on that one still. Does it do much?
I still don't know.
I guess it does some. Okay, we can settle on fuck Ariana Grande or brown facing. We can settle on that.
ground facing.
Oh.
That's where we end this.
All right, sounds good.
All right. I'm gonna
Next
stop the recording, but catch us next week. Where will I upload this to?
We'll find out. I don't really know. Let's
YouTube.
put a poll for our fans and Fast Memories.
I'm just gonna press stop recording now. But peace out to whoever actually watches this.